Everybody, and welcome back to Yummy Zen. Today we're going to make something for Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays. And if you're like me right now, everybody's kind of scrambling, doing their grocery shopping and getting ready. Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So I'm going to show you how to make something really easy. It's inexpensive and it's absolutely beautiful. And it's a cornucopia, and the cornucopia is actually a bread basket. And that bread basket can house your raw veggies, your appetizers like cheeses and meats and cold cuts and things like that. You really can stuff it with anything, and it's so absolutely beautiful. It can be a centerpiece. You could even put fruits coming out of it, or dried vegetables, or gourds, or it can be more useful, like I said, where you put your actual appetizers, and so your guests can actually pick right out of the cornucopia, and it's just always is a hit at every party or Thanksgiving because it's a talking piece and it's a centerpiece, and it's really, really beautiful. So it's easy to make. All you need is 2 packages, 2 or 3. Now, depending upon the size of your cornucopia, I've made them, certain years I've made them larger than others. So if you're making a really large one, you probably need 3 packages of Pillsbury Crescent rolls. I'm using the reduced fat. It depends on how, it depends on how you want it. I've shaped a cornucopia ahead of time, and I'll talk to you about how I did that, but I'm going to spray it with butter pan or olive oil, and it's going to coat nicely so that you don't really have to use a high-fat crescent roll or with a lot of oil and butter. So it's really up to you. Some people find that it works better when you use the regular old crescent roll, not the reduced fat. But I like to keep it a little bit healthy, so I'm using the reduced fat, and I've got 2 packages here. So I've got one that I've already taken out, and I'm going to go ahead and open this package. Oop, get it started. And, just popped open just like it's supposed to. Yay! Okay, so we're going to twist this open and pull the dough out. Now you'll know that the dough for crescent rolls is cut in triangles. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. Let's just leave our dough here for a moment, and let's talk about how we shape the cornucopia. Well, you'll need tin foil, aluminum foil, and you definitely want to use probably the good part of a whole roll. So I used an entire roll, just a small roll using this. This is a fairly small cornucopia. You can make it as large as you want. Remember, the larger you want the opening, the more foil you need up at the top. So basically all you'll do is you'll take a piece of foil and you'll start rolling it into sort of a cone until it starts to take a shape. And as you roll and twist, then you can start to form it. So as it becomes more of like a long cone shape, you can curve up the tail. And then I keep putting more layers up near the top, and then I kind of smush it in to make it flat, so it's a nice circular opening up here, okay? So like I said, this year I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller. I'm going to put it on a smaller serving platter. However, in years past, I've made really gigantic ones. So it just really depends on how many guests you have and how big you want your cornucopia to be, if you're going to use it as a centerpiece or what you're going to put in it. You use your judgment on that. So once you've got the cornucopia and it's all set, you also want to make sure that the tail isn't too curved up, because it'll be hard to pull it out once the bread cools. So I'm just going to twist it back just a little bit, okay? So I'm going to take a nice wide baking pan and just coat it with some butter pan. We want to make sure nothing sticks. We've got that all coated. Nothing should stick at all. And now I'm going to place this cornucopia right on the pan. And now the next step is to just start unpeeling these triangular pieces of the crescent rolls. And so you're going to take, you can see that they're perforated. I don't know if you've used them or not before, but the crescent rolls are really easy to unfold. But like I said, they're pre-cut into triangles. So once you've got a triangle, I like to peel a triangle off, so this is one triangle. You're going to braid the pieces together. So because it's not just a perfectly square piece or long, even piece, symmetrical piece, You're just going to have to pull it out a little bit. So I like to stretch it out so that I can braid it a little bit easier. Okay, so stretch out each piece like this. And then it's quite simple. So I'm going to just move that out of the way for a second so you can see. I'm going to just braid it like this. Just kind of twist it around. So we're just twisting and braiding. Okay, it's kind of like a rope. So I've braided that up. You could do three strips if you wanted to make it a true braid, but I just kind of intertwine it like a rope. So I like to coat the whole, this whole object entirely with the Pam spray or with your butter olive oil spray. Okay, so make sure it's nice and greased up. You don't want anything to stick. It's the key to this recipe. And I like to start braiding from the tail all the way up to the top. So I'm going to just start wrapping around. And I want to make sure there's no air spaces at all. So I'm going to take this braid and just keep wrapping. And I don't want to pull too much, but I want to make sure that any air spaces I have, I will mold the dough together and fill in those air gaps, okay? So, and then the other concern is right at the tippity tap, you want to pull the dough right over so that there's no hole or opening, so it's all closed up, okay? So I'll have you continue on doing that, and then I'll come back and see how you're doing. So keep braiding, use all your dough until you've covered the whole thing right up to the rim of the cornucopia, and then I'll show you how to place it in the oven and then easily remove it and stuff it with your favorite vegetables, meats, or cheeses. Or whatever garnish you'd like. So tune back in and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye. Okay, we're back at Yummy Zen and we've just made our cornucopia bread basket, centerpiece, talking piece. And so by this point you should have your whole foil object covered. And so this is mine. Like I said, it's just a smaller version this year, but I've made it seamless so that there's no holes on the underside. I've just kind of pressed it all in. It'll be a bit flat on the underside. And then you want to just make sure that you've braided all the way around and make a nice thick braid up at the top, right where the opening is. So kind of press the holes in. Don't smush it to the foil because we don't want it to stick too hard, but just kind of press the dough together, even it out, make sure everything looks good, no major air holes or anything like that, no air spaces. And the package calls for a 375-degree oven. I like to preheat it to 350 and bake it the whole time at 350 so it'll bake evenly. There's a lot of dough clumped here together, and the tendency is that it'll get really, really crispy on the outside before it'll cook all the way inside. So let's do it at a slightly lower heat, 350, and I'm just going to place it in the oven, and I will see you when it comes out, and we'll show you how to cool it off and stuff it and serve it up so that it's absolutely beautiful. So go ahead and put your cornucopia in the oven, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye. Hi everybody, and we're back, and I've just removed the cornucopia from the oven, and I want to show you how it looks. So I let it bake at about between 340 and 350 degrees, and for about 10 to 15 minutes until it's golden brown. So you really have to monitor it and watch it, and this just came out beautiful. I think it's perfect. It didn't get burnt. It's just perfectly golden brown. It's cooked all the way around, and it's just a beautiful cornucopia shape. So let this cool entirely. I'm going to place it back on the stove. Okay, so I'm just going to place it down since that pan's really hot. And all you'll do is once it's completely cooled, you're just going to take the foil and just sort of wriggle it around and loosen it up. And I, again, would let it cool for a good hour or so until it's completely cool. And then maybe more than an hour even. Let it sit for a while. So we don't want to damage the shape. So we want to make sure we just sort of loosen and wriggle the foil a little bit. And as you start to wriggle it away from the bread, then you can start to pull it out. And eventually the whole foil shape will just pull right out of it. You'll be left with a nice hollow opening. And from that point, you can place it on a serving platter. I've got a small platter this year. I'll probably place it on a diagonal and let the tail sort of scoop off the end so it looks a little bit more dramatic. And then I'll stuff it with vegetables. And this year, let's see what I've got that I'm going to use. This year, we're going to use carrots and broccoli. So we've got some pre-washed broccoli, broccoli florets, nice carrots, and some celery. And also cherry tomatoes. So I'll stuff it all in there once it's cool and then overflow it all onto the platter, and it'll be really, really, really beautiful. So so go ahead and take a peek at the picture at the end of the segment and you can see the finished product. And let me know if you have any questions via Yummy Zen. And good luck with your Cornucopia project, and happy Thanksgiving. Bye for now.